Well, what up, everybody? Happy Saturday, folks. The Edmonton Oilers continuing on their homestand, game number 7 of an 8-game stand. They play host to the Minnesota Wild, a team that sits 8 points above them in the Western Conference standings, and a final game in a jam-packed month of January. This is game 15 out of 31 days. You've seen this face a lot this month. And dare I say, Zachary, it might even be the toughest challenge they've had all month, this Wild team. They be pretty good so far this season, so it should be a very good one down at Rogers Place. And I'm happy to report, feel like it really went under the radar all afternoon today, all pregame today. But the Oilers are creaming tonight, folks. They're wearing the alternate jerseys. I think this is officially the last time they're going to wear it. I really felt like I saw nothing about this all day long. And then I'm scrolling through the Oilers stuff. They're tweeting photos from inside the building. Cream logo all over that place. So let's go. The Cream Dream, hoping to roll on. But hello, what up, and welcome to Pregaming with Bordzy. Brought to you by Bet365, 19 plus. Please play responsibly, because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use the promo code NATION. Joined by one news director here at Oilersnation, one Zachary Laing. Can you believe it, dude? Game 15 out of 31 days this month, with only, including tonight, 3 more games to go before the Olympic break. We also had, weirdly enough, did you go outside today? Plus temperatures in Edmonton.
Very warm day.
Unseasonably warm. And then I checked the weather network, dude. It says that it's going to be plus temperatures all next week. So pretty excited for this. Zachary, give me a vibe check, though. How we doing this beautiful Saturday evening?
Doing good, Bordzy. Excited for a good game against Minnesota tonight. This is a Minnesota team that the Oilers have kind of had struggles with in the past, right? And, you know, the way the season has kind of been up and down for these Edmonton Oilers, it was good to see him finally get the 3rd win in a row. As Zach Hyman said after the game, now we can stop talking about it. And now we can start talking about them trying to win 4 in a row, and then maybe even 5 in a row. Could it be 6 going into the Olympic break? That'd be a pretty nice way to kind of end this little stretch for these Edmonton Oilers. But nonetheless, it should be a fun game here tonight.
Let's hope that they end this little stretch here. They end it solidly, because I make this joke tongue-in-cheek, but also pretty accurately. Something about the Oilers returning back from the Olympic break. They have 3 division games in a row. Something tells me with the Oilers' history, they're not going to be playing their best in that stretch of games. So an emphasis on the next 3 here before the break. Now, I apologize to the folks out there. We're only doing a quick 30-minute pregame show tonight. Bear with me, but I think Bordzy's fallen a little bit under the weather. I went to the Offspring featuring Bad Religion concert last night, and I woke up today and I was like, well, maybe I'm just hungover. No. Bordzy's under the weather. He's got a little bit of a cough and cold, feeling like total shit, but I'm giving you, it's not flu game levels. We're not going to get there. I'm not at MJ levels, but we still had to give the folks 30 minutes. Zachary, you're a punk rock guy, though. As for that concert, The Offspring fucking rocked. And I want to give special shout out. I don't know how many folks out there are aware of who Bad Religion is, how long they have been around, and how much they still rock out. These dudes formed a band in 1980, and they've been what? That's 46 years. Their lead singer's like 61 years old, something like that. They rock out. One of the tightest sets I've ever seen, but The Offspring was dope. Zach, have you ever seen The Offspring before?
I haven't seen The Offspring, but I have kind of seen Bad Religion once. Picture this, 13-year-old Zach with a mohawk that's very discolored. Got a Ramones crop top, cut the sleeves off of that bad boy. Went to the last ever Vans Warped Tour in Calgary at Race City Speedway. Was there all day, there through most of the night. My brother and I were trying to get out a little bit early. Lots of traffic trying to get out of that place at that time of night. So we ended up listening to the Bad Religion and NoFX play from the comfort of my older brother's car at the time. So yeah, that was a pretty great time. That's the one and only time I got to see Bad Religion, though.
Dude, nice poll. Shout out NoFX as well. Saw them this summer, their final tour. They're retired, but every actor, athlete, band, they all say they're retired. And then when they need more cash in their pockets, shockingly enough, they are not retired. But first things first, let's get caught up into the chat here. Austin's in. Bordzy, fire up this fucking band, baby. My ON fam, check your pulse, chill your bevies, and lock it in. It's a cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah.
tonight. We go streaking because hope will never die. Then a couple drays in. He's a simple man. He just says, let's go. Silver Merlin. He's got a question for you, Zach. Questioning his jersey choice tonight. Does he wear the La Bamba jersey he's worn to 4 blowouts, or is that just playing with fire? I might recommend you switch it up there, the Silver Merlin. Zach, what about you?
Blowout wins or blowout losses? That's the big question. If it's blowout wins, then fire that bad boy up. Blowout losses, time to switch it up.
If it's blowout wins, that shouldn't even be a question. You should absolutely be rocking your La Bamba jersey. When I hear the word blowout, I tend to think it's the Oilers getting spanked. But yeah, maybe let us know. Nathan said the Oilers going for 4 in a row. Am I dreaming? No, you're not, brother, but it does come against a very difficult opponent in the Minnesota Wild. And then KB Stir, great point here. Let's go, boys. Start on time tonight. For the love of God, start on time tonight and play a full 60 minutes. Also says Cream Team tonight. Saw a couple creamiers in here as well. Sean Pang said Bordzy's pretty fly for a white guy, so I appreciate that. And then Hurt and Oil Burton said there's people out there who don't know who Bad Religion is. Oh yeah, dude. I'm 30 years old and I'm in the minority that I still listen to Bad Religion and bands like that. But I digress, Zachary. You and we got punk rock in our blood, brother. We got it in there.
That's right. Absolutely do. I got a Travis Barker drumstick somewhere around here. I was actually talking about the other day, but I can't seem to find it for whatever reason.
Well,
not there. Find that, it's somewhere. I'll bust it out for the post-game show.
I have drumsticks courtesy of my brother in the famous Broken Yokes band. Basically the exact same thing, Zachary. But to the ice now. Can you believe it? The Oilers are winners of 3 games in a row. They finally get it done. And as Zach Hyman said, holy shit, we can finally stop talking about it. Those 3 wins, though, however, Zachary, they were anything but easy. It was classic Edmonton Oilers, exhilarating fashion. Go back to that Saturday game against the Washington Capitals. That one was nuts. And then they put up 7 goals against the Anaheim Ducks. But that was one of the, I'll say, worst 7-goal performances you could have if you are picking up what I'm laying down. And then obviously Thursday night, the Oilers come out on home ice with an opportunity to win 3 in a row, and they took a shit in their pants to start that hockey game, down 2-0, 90 seconds in, 3-0 after the opening 20 minutes. That was one of the weirder post-game shows I've ever had to do because I spent 40 to 50 minutes just getting angry at this team for doing it once again. And then at the end, Menzies literally crumpled up his notes and threw them across the room because they totally redeemed themselves. It's the big dogs getting it done in the clutch. Now, Zachary, these wins, they are must-see TV, the best TV show on the entire network, and it's exhilarating. It's also awesome to live bet the comeback. I get torn with it because I say that is not a strategy for long-term success. And then there's the other part of me that said, well, the Oilers have been doing this for a very long time now, and they continue to find success. It is what it is with the squad. It cannot be defined. We're not going to have a just straight and easy regular season, I don't think ever, in the Connor McDavid era. But Zachary, 3-game win streak and 3 wins that have been entertaining as hell, brother.
Yeah, they've been a perfect encapsulation of what Edmonton Oilers hockey has been like this season. They get behind early against Washington. It's a back and forth affair all the way. They have to gut it out in overtime. The Anaheim game, yeah, they poured on 7 goals. They didn't look great doing so. Again, this is an Anaheim team that's kind of taken a bit of a step forward this season. And boy, against the San Jose Sharks, man, that was arguably 45, 50 minutes of the worst hockey that I've seen them play all season long. And then all of a sudden they went, oh shit, we don't want to have to answer questions about not getting or getting a 3-game win streak. And they decided to go out there and win the game as they do. Big theme that we're seeing lately from this Edmonton Oilers teams is just really bad starts to the game. And it kind of plagued them through this bit of a stretch here as well. Yeah, it's great to see them kind of get the monkey off of the back with 3 wins, a win. 2 of them did have to come in overtime. So admittedly, a little bit closer than anybody probably really wants to admit here for these wins. But we'll see what they can do tonight because, again, this is a Minnesota team that's given the Oilers fits over the years.
Yes, they have. And obviously, Minnesota Wild, this will be the final meeting between the 2 teams this season. The Wild won each of the first 2 games. And there's just something about the Minnesota Wild and the Oilers that they don't mix well together. Look out for Joel Eriksson to be all over McDavid. Also, Backyard Burgers is in the chat. He said, I didn't even notice Bordzy is rocking the shirt. I love you so much, man. I love you too, brother. Shout out to Backyard Burgers. They do awesome stuff. Then Southpaw said, they stole your rage rant, Bordzy. You were probably all geared up and they took it away. I was ready to let shit fly on Thursday night's postgame show. And I know Michael Menzies, like for the last, 20 minutes of that game, Menzies pretty much sat in silence as he was just seething with rage. And then we're watching an Oilers team come back and win a game that maybe they necessarily didn't deserve to win, but who cares? A win is a win is a win. And you're right, Zach. Tonight, they take on a Minnesota team that currently they are having one hell of a season. They're second place in the Central Division, that jam-packed at the top Central Division. They're 1 point up on the Dallas Stars. However, the Stars do have one game in hand. And overall, they're 8 points better than the Edmonton Oilers. Minnesota, they come into tonight on a 2-game win streak. They've actually won 3 of their last 4. They beat Calgary 4-1 on Thursday night in a game that, winners win. You find a way to win, but they were outshot, outchanced, and they delivered on the special teams. They won that battle. Philip Gustafsson made a number of good saves in that one, and they found a way to get the dub. So winners of 2 in a row. The Oilers have won 3 in a row, and we've seen some history throughout the year here with the Oilers and the Wild. Obviously, Jesper Wallstedt, who is expected to be in the crease tonight for the Wild, shut out the Edmonton Oilers 1-0 back in the beginning of December, and then they played later on in the month. The Oilers would also drop that game as well, although Philip Gustafsson was in the net for that one. And in those 2 games, Connor McDavid only has 1 point. Once again, Joel Eriksson, one of the better guys at defending Connor McDavid. Look for Chris Knobloch to really utilize that last change and get him away from Eriksson in this hockey game. And now they did see Quinn Hughes in the last matchup, but now you've had a month of solid timing for Quinn Hughes to get adapted to the squad. He is playing unbelievable amounts of ice time in, game out. And really, Zachary, this is going to be a good measuring stick contest for the Edmonton Oilers to see where they're at. It is the final game of the month of January. And like I said off the top, I think it's their toughest challenge that they're going to have in this month. Darnell Nurse, he spoke to the media earlier this morning, discussing the challenges of playing the Minnesota Wild and their style of play, and then also throwing in Quinn Hughes now. So let's take a listen to that.
Yeah, obviously playing against him a lot in our division when he was in Vancouver. He's one of those special players in the league. So you add him to a team that built like the Wild that have a lot of depth and a lot of skill throughout. Obviously, it adds another dynamic. So you look up and down their lineup. Obviously, he's a great player. They have a lot of guys that can make you pay if given too much time and space. So it's a challenge all around that.
What's the challenge that the Minnesota Wild as a team presents?
Yeah, I think the physicality they bring. They're obviously their skill. They have high end skill, and then they're able to capitalize when given opportunities. So our team has a lot of that too. So it's going to be a good hard fought battle net.
2 things. I really laughed at intern Tristan said, I've never seen 2 guys so mad the Oilers won a hockey game while also cashing the comeback bet. Yeah, I was really in a pickle on Thursday night. It was really weird, but when you know that they're going to win the game, you need to profit on it on Bet365. But Zachary, do you agree with Darnell Nurse's sentiment there? It's the physicality of the Minnesota Wild. They will always play tough, and that physicality, that's something that travels. This is a one-off game, 1-game road trip for the Wild, and I got to fully think they're going to be ready to roll. Already 2-0 against the Oilers this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it was a 1-0 win for them in the first game of the year. And admittedly, it was a game that the Oilers probably should have had. They were dominant out there in that game. Just looking back at some of the numbers, controlling 62% of the shots at 5-on-5, controlled 58% of the expected goal share. The one thing that we saw in that game was a lot of big on big. Connor McDavid in the top line going head to head against, Minnesota's top line, which looks like it does tonight. Ryan Hartman, Matt Zuccarello, and Kirill Kaprizov. So it's going to be interesting to see if that's the choice again here tonight for Chris Knoblaw and the Edmonton Oilers. Looking back at that other game, 5-2 on the road, yeah, that was one that the Wild were kind of able to dominate. They really kind of took it to the Edmonton Oilers in that one, a 5-1 victory for them. So it's going to be interesting to see the way things kind of shake out here tonight, because in that road game, it was a lot of the Joel Eriksson-Ek line going up against the Connor McDavid line in that game. So we'll see what the matchups look like here tonight. But yeah, this is a Minnesota team that's playing really good. Dating back to when they got Quinn Hughes, they've gone 13-5-5, outscoring their opposition 86-73 in all situations. Goaltending has been a huge story for the Minnesota Wild here so far this season. Admittedly, we're seeing, a little bit of a regression, I suppose you could say, from the Wild goaltenders, who over their last 10 games played at 5-on-5 have just an .885 save percentage. So there's been a little bit of a struggle here as of late from the Wild netminders. So, for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, it's going to be really crucial for them to continue to play with the pace that they can, and hopefully they can carry over what they did in the San Jose game into the start of tonight's game.
Yeah. Don't carry over the start of the San Jose game, but let's take that final 10 minutes and overtime and apply it. Bo asked, is Jesper Wallstedt in net for the Minnesota Wild? Yes, he is. Confirmed, while it will be Tristan Jarry for the Edmonton Oilers. Jarry, he's won 2 games in a row, one in relief of Connor Ingram against the Capitals, and then he stopped 37-41 against the Anaheim Ducks for a .902 save percentage. Jarry only has an .884 save percentage with the Oilers, but he's 6-2-1. However, Zachary, those are the 2 goalies that are starting in tonight's hockey game. But I do want to mention and plug something that I saw on Oilersnation.com earlier today. Shout out to Tyler Cool, not only for his awesome last name, but his awesome article that he wrote on the website. And it's a story of Connor Ingram's struggles and perseverance through those struggles last season, and how he leaned on the NHLPA Player Assistance Program. And without it, the quote was shocking, dude. He said, quote, probably wasn't going to make it. And he didn't just mean as an NHL goaltender. He meant in life in general. So it's a reminder of how serious life can be at points. And yes, this is just a game at the end of the day. And I just like to think it's a story of awesome perseverance here. It even mentioned his wife and how much Connor Ingram leaned on her throughout these struggles and times. And Zachary, I highly recommend the people give it a read. And as news director of Oilers Nation, I'm sure you already read it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Tyler did a great job turning that piece around. Originally done by Joe Smith of The Athletic, who had a couple of really great interviews in there. Talked a lot about the mental health struggles that he had. His wife Sarah shared a lot about what it was like for her, kind of having to go to practices and to games with Connor in the car, just because she was worried that, there might be a time where he doesn't make it home. It was a really touching story that Joe Smith was able to put together. And there were some really good quotes, not only just about the mental health stuff, but, about some of the hockey stuff too. And there was one quote towards the bottom of the article where, Smith kind of asked him along the lines of like, do you feel like you can be a part of the answer for the Edmonton Oilers in the crease? And Connor Ingram said, and I quote, I don't know if it's the answer. It's awesome to be around. And you see a team with a history like this, a team that's gone to back-to-back cup finals, we're right there. If they want me to walk to Calgary tomorrow, if that'll win hockey games, I'll put my boots on the ground and get on the road. Great quote from Connor Ingram, who has looked great so far in his tenure with the Edmonton Oilers. A really, really great story seeing him turn around, not only, his NHL career, but his own personal life as well.
That quote, that makes me want to run through walls for one Connor Ingram. That's going to get you into the fan base, beloved by everybody. Shout out Connor Ingram. Once again, it will be Tristan Jarry in the crease for the Oilers tonight. Let's go. Need to know info. Puck drop will be at 8:11 Mountain Standard Time. So we do have a couple extra minutes here. Need to know. Brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. For more info, head on over to WilhaukBeefJerky.com. So I said it. Third and final meeting between these two teams. And then the Oilers, brother, ties for first place in the Pacific Division right now with the Vegas Golden Knights. They each have 64 points. Vegas does have 2 games in hand, and tonight they will host the Seattle Kraken also at 8 p.m. Just for I guess stats of note, Evan Bouchard has 10 points in his last 3 games. He's also +9 over that 3-game stretch. And he joins Bobby Orr and Paul Coffey is the only defenseman to have 10 points +9 in a 3-game stretch. Oh yeah, Evan Bouchard be feeling it right now. We'll get into his month of January. I'm going to use Evan Bouchard has been superior in the last 3 games. He has been superior to most NHL defensemen and running away with that scoring race. I believe now Werenski is now tied at 59 points with one Evan Bouchard, but we got a game to play tonight. As for the Wild, second in the Central, 1 point up on the Dallas Stars. They are also 5-3-2 in their last 10 games, but they have won 2 in a row heading into tonight. As for injuries, Jonas Brodin, we know he will be out for an extended period of time. He sustained a lower body injury on January 13th, just underwent surgery, and unfortunately for him, he will not get to play in the upcoming Olympics for Team Sweden. And then on top of that, Zach Bogosian will also be out tonight dealing with a lower body injury. Bert, you want to throw up the head-to-head for me here, the tail of the tape between the two teams for the Minnesota Wild? They rank 13th in goals for at 3.18. However, they rank 7th in goals allowed in all situations. They're also top 10, 6th on the power play, but only 24th on the penalty kill. So look for the Oilers to take advantage of the man advantage in this hockey game if they get the opportunities. Kirill Kaprizov leads the Wild in points, 29 goals, 37 apples, 66 points in 55 games, while Matt Boldy also has 29 goals, but he's done it in only 51 games. Quinn Hughes plays a lot. You're going to have your eyes on him tonight. He is averaging this season 27 minutes and 47 seconds of ice time per game. That is insane. And get used to watching him. But we as Oilers fans, Quinn Hughes ain't nothing new to the Edmonton Oilers. Then Jesper Wallstedt confirmed he will start for the Wild. 13-5-4 record, 2.73 goals against with a .914 save percentage. Let's go now. Home team lineup brought to you by Oodles of Noodles. Download the app today, earn loyalty rewards points, get your order in. I can't say it's cold out anymore, so you want to stay indoors, but feeling lazy on a Saturday. If you're under the weather, like I'm feeling right now, Sunday for me, it's got Oodle Noodle written all over it. I want to get the Bun Chow Goy, Zachary. It's one I don't do often. Every time I order it, I immediately think about you, and I haven't done it in like well over a month. So when was the last time you ordered Oodle Noodle?
Oh man, it's been a little while actually. Made a bit of a change this year, New Year's resolution kind of thing. I actually deleted my delivery apps, which is very fascinating. I know. So if I want to go get something, I have to go do it old school style and get in my car, or I got to call up the nice man at the pizza place who still delivers.
Yeah, true. As a former pizza delivery guy, shout out Royal Pizza on Baseline Road in Sherwood Park. There's something about having the young high school kid come up to your door. He's got to earn that tip. He's got to talk about the Oilers. He's got to do something. Yeah, all right. Man, Zach, that could be me never. I pay for DoorDash Plus, whatever that is. So, that's on my monthly bills. But besides the food ordering, Brett, throw up the lineup that we expect to see tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. No changes. Nuge, McDavid, Hyman, Pods, Dry, Kasperi, Cheeks, Klappinen. Then your third line, Matt Savoy with Josh Szymanski, who still can't get a number on daily faceoff. Damn. And Jack Roslovic. Your fourth line, Janmark, Curtis, freaking laser beams, Lazar with one Trent Frederick, who has now gone 30 games since his last goal. However, I do think the fourth line has been improving as of late, and I thought they were actually one of the few consistent lines on Thursday's game against the Sharks. Matthias Ekholm, don't worry about what you see there. He's good to go. He'll be rocking with Bouchard, Nurse with Wallman, and Spencer Stastny with one Ty Emberson. Just want to talk about it, Zach Hyman, dude. He's on an unbelievable scoring pace right now, looking much like the 50 goals, Zach Hyman, that we all know and love. Brett, I believe you have that tweet there if you want to throw it up. Since November 29th in the 30-game stretch, he has 22 goals, 12 apples, 34 points. His 22 goals are only behind his line mate in one Connor McDavid. We all talk about it, Team Canada, this or that. We're all waiting with bated breath to hear about Braden Point's injury status. But, dude, regardless, Zach Hyman be playing some excellent hockey right now. And he actually spoke to the media earlier this morning talking about where his game is at. Let's squeeze that in quickly here.
I think playing the full 60s one, starting on time, a couple of those games, we got behind early, so that's never a good recipe for success. And then continuing to build our team game, roll over the lines, have guys contribute all over the lineup, and just finding our game. Yeah, I feel good. Obviously, coming off a major surgery takes a little time to get back to feeling good, but I feel healthy now, I feel strong. I feel like our line's playing well, the team's playing well, so obviously helps playing with 97, and when he's on a roll like that, it's fun to be a part of. So just going to continue to press on here.
Fun fact, Zach Hyman also has points in 12 of his last 13 games against the Minnesota Wild. Might be going there with Bordzy's bankroll. Let's go quickly now. We already talked about the starting goaltenders. It's Jarry versus one Jesper Wallstedt. So let's take a look at the away lineup, brought to you by our friends at Dog Patch as well. They do amazing, amazing things. That menu is chef's kiss, top notch. Some of the best food you'll get in the entire city. Keep it locked on Oilersnation socials, where we will be there throughout the season, and still haven't borscht it up yet. So I do kind of regret that. But regardless, I keep going back to food. I might be really hungry right now, Zachary. Throw it up for me, Bert. The projected lineup for the Minnesota Wild team. The top line of one, Kirill Kaprizov with Ryan Hartman and Matt Zuccarello. Second line, Marcus Johansson with Joel Eriksson and Matt Boldy. Bottom six, Yakov Trenin with Danila Yurov and Vladimir Tarasenko. Fourth line, Marcus Foligno with Nico Sturm and Vinny Hinostroza. D pairings, Hughes with Faber, Middleton with Spurgeon, and Damon Hunt with David Juracek. This team, they're led by their leading point getter, obviously, one Kirill Kaprizov. He also, in his last 7 games, has 14 points. And also in those last 7 games, Quinn Hughes has 11. Zachary, I'd ask you, just give it to me, who's your player to watch tonight? I say Quinn Hughes because he will literally be on the ice for pretty much half of the hockey game. But Zach, who would you have circled tonight?
Bordzy, you know the drill here, man. I don't do this anymore.
I know, but I was thinking about maybe placing an anytimer
against the Oilers. Listen, this is a good Minnesota Wild team. I'll give the brief overview. This is a team that is good, right? Look at this top 6. They can play with anybody in this league. Defensively still a strong team. The goaltending, obviously very strong. Going to be curious to see how things go here. The starting lineups tonight, it's going to be the second line against the second line. Joel Eriksson line going up against the Leon Draisaitl line. And we got Darnell Nurse and Jake Wallman together here tonight, which I think is interesting. Switching up the bottom D pairings a little bit from what it was in San Jose, where it was Nurse and Emberson and Stastny and Wallman.
Let's go. Buckle it up. I just saw it on X.com, the everything app. Boys hitting the ice in their beautiful, beautiful cream jerseys. Puck drop expected for 8-11. So that means plenty of time to get your bets in. Let's do Bordzy's Bankroll, brought to you by Bet365. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Download the app today, because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I'm a simple man this evening. I'm just going back to the well. Zachary Martin Hyman and Evan Bouchard. I'm going with Hyman, 3+ shots on goal at -180. He had hit that in 10 straight hockey games, but unfortunately did not on Thursday night. Finished with 2, finished with the game winner as well. So then I'm going to keep it with him here. 12 out of his last 13, he's at a point against the Wild. He's been tearing it up offensively since November 30th. Zach Hyman to just get 1 point. It's -245. I don't care. Stick with it. And then Evan Bouchard, 3+ shots on goal, currently at -170. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Bouch bomb, looking for that. And as I mentioned earlier, the Wild PK is only 24th in the NHL. So looking for the Oilers to take advantage of the power play. All 3 of those together, not super juicy. Just trying to see it go through the hoop here. +230 on Bet365. Zachary, do you like that? You like my strategy of just going Hyman and Bouch? And do you have a couple shillings placed on Bet365 this evening?
Yeah, I do like this one here. Give me the Boosh one. I think that's the one that I like the most. He's been firing the pill a ton lately. No action on the 365 streets for old Zach here tonight. Taking the night off on that account. One more lineup thing to note here quickly for the Minnesota Wild. Nico Sturm, a late scratch due to illness. So old friend Tyler Pitlick is drawing into the lineup. Yes, that Tyler Pitlick, who has played 11 years in the NHL and 448 games in the National. Unbelievable. I can't believe he's played that long.
I can't believe he's still sticking around. I remember earlier this season going through the Minnesota Wild depth chart and going, what do you know? An old friend, the guy who you talk about drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh, baby. I was all over the Tyler Pitlick train, but once an Oiler, always an Oiler, damn it. So we appreciate him. And we don't wish him any luck tonight, though. So hope it goes horribly for him, but there'll always be a special place in my heart for Tyler Pitlick. That'll do it for us here at Pregaming with Bordzy. Actually, Zachary, give me a score prediction and then give me an anytime goal scorer as well. How do you think this one finishes?
I think it's going to be a tight one, lower scoring game. We're going to go with a 3-1 win for the Edmonton Oilers. And low hanging fruit, give me a McDavid anytime tonight.
I like where your head's at. I love the under in this hockey game. And I already today said it's going to be a 3-1 finish for the Oilers. Not too big, not too small, just right. So maybe cash the under. And we know how the Minnesota Wild like to play. And for me, Zach Hyman, anytime goal. It's your world. We're just living in it right now. So why don't we continue to profit? For News Note, we'll be live right after the result of the hockey game. Oilers Nation After Dark. The voicemail line will be active. I did see Shooter McGavin, Doug Waite in the chat right now. Asked, Bordzy, can I leave a voicemail? Yes, you can. But it's up to intern Tristan to deem whether or not it is worthy to be played on the show. So Shooter, Doug, do it good. Leave a good voicemail, and we can listen to you on the post-game show. But that's what told some of my brother's buddies last night. The voicemail line is active. So who knows? Might be getting some of those. I also saw Soggy Corp. Shout out you. Shout out Knowing the Broken Yokes. He's buddies with the singer in my brother's band. So small world. I love it. And then I also saw it in the chat. Vinny, we wish you and your family all the best. Good luck to your grandma. And hey, Oilers, let's get a dub for Vinny. That'll do it for us. Shout out to all of our sponsors, everyone in the chat. Throw down your courtesy like on the way out. Make sure you are subscribed to the ON YouTube. And we will talk at the conclusion of tonight's hockey game. Good luck on the Bet365 Battlegrounds. Over and out, Zachary.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.